and welcome back to So Forth and So On. I am Miss Henderson, and today I'd like to do a quick pattern review, and then I'd also like to show a pattern haul that I went out on today. So I'll get started with a pattern review. My last couple videos were a sew along of Butterick pattern B444. So I enjoy sewing the pattern. I enjoyed the fabric that I chose. I used two different fabrics, one for the bodice and one for the skirt. And I really enjoyed sewing this pattern, and I enjoyed wearing the pattern. It came out very nice. It was very easy. A beginner could do it. There weren't a lot of messy instructions or difficult instructions. Everything was pretty much straightforward. I sewed view C, which is the feature there, the yellow. I sewed that particular view, and let me grab it. Let's see. So I really liked the way it came out. This fabric has a little shimmer to it. It's like a velvet or velour with little sparklies in it. Can you see that? And then the skirt is just plain, and has a zipper in the back. It's a 22-inch zipper. It's lined. The bodice is lined. Let's see. So it's very easy to sew, and I wore it out today. And so I do plan to make another one. As a matter of fact, I already have the skirt portion, my squeaky chair. I have the skirt portion cut already, and I just need to go ahead and cut the bodice and the belt. And I will more than likely make the same version C or version D. This is version D, and this is version C. So it'll be between those two. But it's a very good pattern. I highly recommend it. You can get it done in a couple hours, few hours. In this particular instance, it takes more time to cut out the pattern than it does to actually make the dress. All right, so as many of you already know, Joanne has McCall's patterns on sale for $1.99. And so I went and picked up a few patterns. There was one particular pattern that seems to be all the rage on the on YouTube, and so I was wanting to know what all the hype is about. So I did go looking for that one, and I found it. So I do plan to make that in the next few days, and maybe I'll do a sew along about it, or just a review of the pattern. However, here are the patterns. I didn't get a lot of patterns, just a few. So the first one up is McCall's 7561. And it is described as Mrs. Dress. It's made for stretch knits. Close-fitting pullover dress, has back, sleeve, neckline, and length variation. Bodice cut on cross grain for view D. So here are all the views, and this is the bodice is cut on the cross grain for view D. I'm planning to make this view, which is view C. So we'll see. And the patterns, I believe most of the patterns, if not all of the patterns I purchased deliberately today, were for on the Learn to Sew for Fun levels 1 and 2. So this is a Learn to Sew pattern, and I believe it's a level 1. Easy to follow instructions and basic sewing tips. Learn to gather, learn to narrow hem. And I picked these up Oh, and learn to sew with stripes. I picked these up because I do teach sewing, and so I want to try patterns for my students, so when they're going out to purchase patterns, they are confident and comfortable with doing them, and I can guide them along because I've sewn it. So let's see. The largest size, well, it goes from sizes extra small to extra, extra large, and the largest size of the longest view is, it takes about 3 5/8 yards of fabric. So it's not a lot of fabric, so we can get by with that one on the budget, stay within our budget. And the only notions that you'll need is 1 1/4 yards of 1/4 inch elastic. So, and I'm thinking that that might be for the waist area. So I'm going to give it a try in the coming weeks. The second one that I have here is McCall's 7861. It's another Learn to Sew for Fun. It's a level 2. And with this one, you will learn to sew a back slit, learn to line a dress, learn to insert an invisible zipper. Okay, and it is described as Mrs. Woman's dress. Semi-fitted dresses with lined bodice have body darts, invisible back zipper, and hook and eye and neckline, sleeve and length variations. Skirt has center back slit. Let's see, and the suggested fabrics for this one are cotton blends, sateen, poplin, taffeta, and then of course the lining is for lining fabrics. The sizes for this pattern runs from size 8 to a 24 women's, 24W. And the most fabric that this pattern would need is 2 7/8 yards of fabric. So it doesn't take a lot of fabric for this particular garment as well. And that too, and so that's for the size 24W or 24 women. So it doesn't take a lot of fabric to make this gorgeous dress. So that is McCall's 7861. My plan is to sew versions. Oh my, I like them all. I don't know which one I might try first. As a matter of fact, since we're moving into spring, summer, I will try versions A or C. And those are the ones in the middle that are not on a model. Versions A and C, I would try those. I picked it up for version B, I believe. Yeah, this one here. I picked it up for this one. But these two might be better. What about, we just do all three, right? So, the next one, the next pattern I picked up, this is the one that seems to be flooding YouTube. Everyone's tried it, and it's not a new pattern, it's an older pattern, but I just didn't have it. And I know that there was an inquiry about a maxi dress, and I do have maxi dress patterns, but when I saw this one and how many people had tried it on YouTube and did a review, the reviews are all great, I decided that I would try this one. Now, I don't wear a lot of maxi dresses, or I don't wear maxi dresses that often because I am short, and so it kind of swallows me up sometimes to wear a maxi dress. But if I get the right one, then it's okay. Or maybe something just to hang around home in. And that's probably more than likely what I do. I'll probably wear the maxi dress at home in the garden or something like that. But I just generally don't go out in a maxi dress because it just takes over. Unless I have a super duper high heel on. So, This particular one is McCall's 7969. I'm sure you are all familiar with it. And I plan to make version D, the maxi. Okay. The pattern, the entire pattern has 10 pieces. And I'm sure that all 10 pieces won't be for the one dress. So it should go quickly. This should be an easy sew, although it's not a learn to sew in the learn to sew category. I believe this should be pretty straightforward. I didn't show you the line drawings on the other ones, but I'll show you here. You probably can't see them anyway, my lighting. I'm gonna get there one day. I'm doing the best with what I have. Thank you for your patience. Anyway, this is described as Mrs. Dress, and the suggested fabrics are lawn, crepe de chine, challis, and georgette. And the notions that we would need would be will be for view B. And this is view B right here. And it takes 3 3/4 yards of 1 inch flexible trim. Okay, it is labeled as easy, and I don't know if you can see right here. It says easy, so and I'll probably do a sew along. I was gonna say I wasn't gonna do a sew along because there are several out there already, but I might go ahead and do a sew along just for my students who want to try this pattern. It runs from sizes extra small through extra extra large. The extra small is 4 to 6, and the extra extra large is 24 to 26. And the most amount of fabric is going to take 4 5/8 yards of fabric to make view D, the one I plan to make here. And I do have some fabric in mind in my stash that I would like to use for this. So I'll be making this in the next few days. As soon as I get it cut out, and I'll go ahead and make it, and I'll do a sew along. So that's that. The next one is indeed a Learn to Sew for Fun pattern, and it's level 2, and I really like all the views on this particular dress, and so I will probably end up sewing all of the views on this dress. It is McCall 7994, and it runs from sizes 8 to 24 women's. The suggested fabrics for this is crepe, cotton blends, satin, wool blends, and for the contrast, lace, and then of course for the lining fabrics. The most yardage that this would take for the largest size would be 3 7/8 yards of fabric, and that would be for view B. And here it is here. Isn't that pretty? That's really, really pretty. And so, like I said, I will make all 3, but I will start off with view C, I believe. And I might make that very soon. Very soon. I might do this one before the maxi dress. The things that students will learn from using this pattern is learn to sew a line dress, learn to sew with lace, and learn to insert an invisible zipper. So we're reinforcing the skills from the other pattern. They will be in this pattern as well. I'm not sure if you can see the line drawings on this, but pretty straightforward. Let's see. It doesn't tell me how many pieces this pattern has in it on the outside of the envelope. But this is a closer look. I really like dresses like this. So we'll see And I can't promise that I'll do a sew along with this one. We'll see. Again, possibly, now that I think of it, possibly with all the Learn to Sew for Fun patterns, I might go ahead and do a sew along to help my students. Alright, the next one is another Learn to Sew, and it's level 2, and it is a skirt. It's McCall's M8205. And with this one, they'll be learn to sew a bias seam and learn to stitch a curved hem. Okay, and there are 3 variations on this, and I think all 3 are nice. Let's see. So here we are. Isn't that pretty? Now again, I'm a little bit hesitant about the floor length dresses and skirts. However, I might be able to pull that off, and generally the middle size ends up being very long enough that I could use it as a maxi or so forth. So we will see. I really like the colors, how they use the colors here, color blocking, and I like all 3 skirts. So I think I'm going to be busy. And this is only 5 pieces. This should be the first one I try. It runs from extra small to extra extra large. Extra small being 4 to 6, and extra extra large being 24 to 26. As far as yardage goes, the skirt B. It's odd, but skirt B uses more fabric than skirt C. Skirt B uses 3 3/4 yards of fabric, and skirt C only uses 2 3/4 yards of fabric, and that's for the largest sizes. So it's a little less for the smaller sizes. So just under 4 yards, you can have this done. This is really nice. McCall's 8205. And I'm really liking that. The suggested fabrics for this pattern are cotton blends, gingham, sateen, and poplin. And the notions you'll need is a 7-inch zipper and hook and eye closure. And that's that. So last is a favorite. I really like this pattern, and I don't think I have one like it at all. So this is new for me. It's not a Learn to Sew pattern, and it has 11 pieces total, so it's not too bad. But I thought it would be really great to make McCall's 8286 pattern. And here we go. Isn't that nice? And I figured I could make my grandson a set of pajamas for the summer, so the short set for the summer, which would be view A and D. I think he would like that. Let's see. The suggested fabrics are flannel, cotton blends, cotton jersey, and lawn. And then there are a lot of different notions you need depending on the view that you make. Let's see. You need extra wide double fold bias tape for views A and B. Well, listen, for views A and B, you will need extra wide double fold bias tape, piping, and buttons. For views C and D, you will need gross grain ribbon, extra wide double fold bias tape, and elastic. Okay, so A and B are the tops, are the shirts. Because I was wondering why there's no buttons in this. But A and B, this is the shirt, This is A, and this is B, the shirt. And then C and D are the pants. C and D. Okay, so now that makes sense to me. All right, so this run from size small to extra, extra, extra large. Okay. And the most fabric you would need would be 3 3/8 yards of fabric, and that would be for the pants. The pants. And view B shirt is 3 yards. View A shirt is 2 3/4 yards or 3/4 yards. So this seems like a pretty straightforward men's pajamas pattern. McCall's 8286. So that's it for now. Thank you for joining me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to give this video a like, and if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'm glad that you took the time to watch my video, and I look forward to you joining me in the future. Until we meet again, may love bring you to your feet and show you how to dream again. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.